Okay. Hello, everyone. That was quick. I don't know what was going on. Just kind of clicked right off there. All these complications today. It's okay, though. Getting kind of crazy. All right. So I am going to go ahead and pin a comment on here as well and put this banner up. This seemed to kind of work during some of my lives. Go ahead and read it. It's kind of funny. I'm just going to throw that up there just for funsies. See if it works.
Oh, to keep the spammers away. That's funny.
And I'm also going to just throw it in the comments. Okay, there we go. Hello, Cheyenne. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Casey. Hi, Sue. Yeah, sorry, Sue, about all that miscommunication. So just hi, everyone who's joining. So if you are in the studio, I'm just going to let you know I did accidentally send out the link to come into the studio to Ashley. It was supposed to go to just Ashley, but I did post it on the page. So if you are joining into the studio, I am going to just go ahead and kick you out of the studio. That way you're not a part of it. So, or you can just leave the studio. So just going to let you know. So if you do accidentally click that link, I am just going to kick you out. Awesome.
Good old technology. You love it, right?
I know. And it is so funny because this is the first time that Ashley's coming and being a guest on my page. So we're definitely learning different dynamics here. So.
Yep. Yeah. I hopped on and I'm like, what am I doing? Where am I at?
Yeah, it's all new. So like I said, this is the first time that Ashley's on my page. And tonight we will be going over burnout. This seems to be a very, very hot topic lately. I know that I've experienced it intensely when I was going through my awakening. And that was like the first time I've ever experienced burnout. I can notice it now in my day-to-day life because I do check in with myself, but it is very, very intense. But I do want to introduce Ashley for those who are on my page who have, never seen her, never met her, anything like this. So like I said, yeah, this first time she's shown up on my page. I did meet Ashley at her spiritual fair. She hosted it about 9 months ago, and that's when I met her. And pretty much ever since I met her, we've just become friends just because I love her energy. She's just this like little ball spark of light. But for those who are going on my spiritual retreat, Ashley will be the spiritual medium who will be giving those mediumship readings. So if you are going to the spiritual retreat and you are wondering who is going to be the spiritual medium, it is going to be Ashley who will be doing those readings for you. So if you've never met her or if you wanted to know who she is, definitely listen in tonight, get to know her, go check out her page. And she is just absolutely amazing. I love her.
Thank you. I love you too. I'm so excited about this retreat too. Can I just say that? I'm ready. I'm so excited.
I can't even wait. I'm waiting for it to come. I'm just like, I'm getting everything ready. And I'm like, be patient. But I'm just like, I'm so excited for it. Okay. So let's see here. Is there anything that you would like to say to introduce yourself at all? Anything in the middle?
I don't know. It's so weird being on this end of it, but hi everyone. So yeah, if you don't know me, I'm Ashley, like Nikki said, and I talk to dead people for a living. And yeah, I mean, that's it. I try to keep it as casual, as comfortable as possible. I think every medium has their own approach. And for me, it's really, I think it's important that you're comfortable in a session. I think it's important that I also, during a session, give you ways that you can connect with your own loved ones, because I'm a firm believer that while mediums and psychics and energy workers, like there is a place for us, you are the one that is able to connect with your loved ones. You should not be relying on other people full time to connect with your loved ones. It's fun, it's needed every now and then, but this is something you should be doing on your own. And so in a reading with me, we get validations, we get messages, but then I'm also going to give you ways to empower yourself and pull your own gifts out so that you can just open up that line of communication with your own loved ones.
I love that. I'm like, and that is something that I just truly resonated with you. As soon as we first met, like that is all what I'm about to, is just really empowering people. And I'm like, yes, this is my girl. Like, yes. We everything that we have, we are so perfectly aligned. I'm like, I knew there was a reason that you just showed up out of nowhere. And I'm like, yeah, spiritual fair. Let me go check this out. And we were like, yep, we're here. We're doing it.
Yep, and I'll never forget, I swear, the day of the event, I can remember the specific moment when you walked into the room and I was like, organizing things, getting everything set up, and I turned around, I saw you, and I was like, "You and I are gonna be friends." I was like,
Yes.
I don't even think I said more than like, "Hi, how are you?" But I was like, "We're gonna be friends."
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so also I will say Ashley doesn't give herself enough credit. She really is an absolutely amazing medium. So I'll just throw that out there because I know she's humble.
Thank you. You are
So,
also amazing at what you do.
oh, thank you. Okay, so burnout. What is burnout? So burnout was coined by a man named Herbert Freudenberger in the 1970s. He was a German American psychologist, and he coined the term burnout. And he kind of just defined it as like a decline in motivation or drive. And it was kind of like when we just kind of strive and strive and strive, and we don't get to the outcome that we desire. So we're just, putting in all this effort. We just keep going and going, and the wheels are turning, but we're not going anywhere. So eventually our engine just kind of burns out. So it's really just like that emotional exhaustion, that depersonalization, that decreased level of individual accomplishment. Like it's just decreased individual accomplishment. So we have nothing left to give, not even ourselves. So we are just completely depleted of energy, of emotion, like on a mental, emotional, physical level, with just completely done, mentally checked out. So this is typically in work and at home. So it's pretty much just a state of emotional, physical, mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. And this could be good stress or bad stress. And usually, it's usually termed in two different ways. It could be distress or eustress. And distress is usually that negative stress, that bad stress that we call it, and that eustress, that stuff that you're doing for you, but it's not spelled that, it's EU. It's that good positive stress that it's what we use to make those changes in our lives, that motivation, those things that motivate us to make those changes. But either way, too much stress is just too much stress on the body, right? So we have too many hormones in our system, and whether it's good or bad, and it just creates a very high stress environment. So we're overworking ourselves and under resting. Who does that?
Mhm.
Let's see.
I'm a
A
pro.
little bit of everybody, right?
I'm a pro at burnout.
And it's really just not taking care of ourselves or checking in with ourselves when we need to, not being aware of our energies, not noticing those little imbalances. And I do want to put a little note here that some people who become burnout the most are the people who really experience a lot of that eustress, the people who are entrepreneurs, who are highly motivated, very, very positive, that positive stress, because they're enjoying what they're doing. They're diving into it. They're just like going, going, going. They don't put up those boundaries, and they don't know how to take that break and check in with themselves, because they're like, yeah, go, 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 go. And they're just like going, so, they're putting so much fun and work and effort into it that they forget to put up that boundary and check in with themselves. And I know when I first started, like there was no boundaries. It was just like the days are just mixing in, and I'm like, oh, it's like a Wednesday, and then it's a Thursday, and I don't even know what month it is anymore. And I'm like, okay, I need to stop because it was just too much. And I know recently that you just took a little break. Well, first it was like a choice, and then it was like forced.
Yeah.
And I just love that for you. I'm
Yep.
so glad. I'm actually very excited that you were able to take that time off for yourself, because it was so needed. Because it was kind of like you took that time and you decided, you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take this month off. I'm doing this for me. And it was funny because I could hear you guys that were like, she's saying that, but she's still going to be working in the background.
Yep. And it was funny. And I'm so good at this, right? I'm so good at burning myself out. Everyone who knows me, like on a personal level, will tell you like, oh yeah, Ashley's going to burn out every couple months, because I just like you said, I love what I do. My job doesn't always feel like work. So I'm just like, yeah, I could do this. I could do this. I can do this.
Uh-huh.
And then, also with just being a mom and a wife and like having all those things. So because it's not what you would consider, oh my gosh, this is stressful, I'm exhausted all
Yep.
the time, I'm forgetting to create the balance. And so I'll forget a lot of times, like, hey, Ashley, you're also an individual, you're also human. And I think sometimes people, they think, okay, rest is sleep. And that's part of it. But like, you also need to be able to rest your mind and rest your body. And,
Mhm.
joy goes hand in hand with that. And so in February, I was like, okay, I'm going to take February off. I'm only going to work 2 days a week. And my guides were like, oh, no, no, no. We've been down this road before. I know that you're going to end up working 5 days a week. So they made me sick
Yep.
for the entire month of February. And I was so frustrated by it. And then it was finally like the end of February, I just finally gave in and accepted. And I was like, this is their way of forcing me to rest. I get it
Yeah.
now. Like, I get it now. It took me the whole month, but I get it now.
I was just like in the background just laughing. I'm like, oh, she thought she was gonna rest. And then they were like, no,
Mhm,
she's really gonna rest.
mhm,
She needs this so bad. And she's just gonna be like, I hear you. I'm resting. I'm okay. I'm gonna rest.
mhm.
And they're like, no, no, you're
Yeah.
resting, like for
Yep.
real resting.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
just love that for you. And I can feel that you're like, because it was the whole month of February that you were able to
Mhm.
take off. Well, you were able to take off. Yes, you were sick, but you were really taking that time to really sit with yourself, sit with your energy, take
Yep.
care of yourself, which was so important and so needed, because you do spend a lot of your energy in other people's energy, helping
Mhm.
them, tapping into, doing the mediumship, and really overstepping your energy into other spaces to
Mhm.
help improve the lives of other people through giving messages and things like that. So really pulling your energy, calling all your energy back in is hard sometimes, especially for
Mhm.
caregivers, for, nurses, for
Yep.
doctors, for psychiatrists, for people who are wanting to help people, like Reiki, energy,
Yep.
anything like that. It's hard for us because all we want to do is, we are givers. We want to
Yep.
give, 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 give. And it's hard for us to just stop that sometimes and just like, okay, let's fill our cup back up for a minute
Yeah.
and restart. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yep. And I
glad that you
think
were able
for
to get that.
Thank you. I think for a lot of people also, because we're so invested into the, well, I have to do this and I have to help this person do this and I have to do this for
Mhm.
my job and this for my family. And it's just so much part of our routine that we'll be in
Mhm.
burnout for weeks and we don't even recognize it. We have no
Mhm.
idea. We just think like, oh yeah, like I'm more tired today. Like, oh yeah, like I'm kind of funky, but we don't actually connect the dots to say, this is because you are literally completely depleted. You have nothing left to give. You're trying to pour from an empty cup. And we're sitting there going, why can't I remember anything? Why don't I have any clarity? Why can't I make a decision?
Yes. And it's funny because there is such a fine line between, it's okay, just keep going. We need to just keep going. We're almost at the end. The project's almost done. Like we'll get through this. We'll get through this. It's okay.
Mhm,
There's such a fine line between that and like really realizing that you need to stop and slow down, and
mhm.
really take that break, take that self-care, really take that time for yourself to re-energize and recoup yourself.
For sure.
So, there are those times where you do need to, truck through it, keep going. You're almost at the end, but you really have to find that fine line and feel into the energy when, okay, enough is enough. I'm
Mhm,
at that burnout mode. I really need to stop and I really need to, recoup my energy and start over and just kind of, rest, reflect,
mhm,
rejuvenate a little bit. And I
yep,
think that's why I'm so excited about my retreat, is because
mhm,
just to it's gonna be, oh my god, I'm sorry, so many things are planned, and I'm just like, the calmness, but also the vibration is just gonna be amazing. So
mhm. Yeah, I'm
we'll
really
just move
excited.
on.
And I'm like, the fact that not only am I doing the reading for everyone, but I'm also attending as a guest. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I wasn't sure if you wanted
oh,
people knowing that you were going to be a guest, so I didn't say
oh,
that. So I'm just like, okay.
yeah, I don't care. It was like one of my intentions for this year was to try to avoid burnout. I was
Mhm.
like, I'm going to be more intentional. I'm going to rest more. And so, we did the trip last weekend and that was amazing. And then the retreat. And I'm like, every other month, I'm going to have something planned to just like woosah just a little bit, reconnect with myself. And I think everyone should do that to some degree, whatever you can do, even if it's like, every other month you schedule a day off, or, even if you're like, I don't have time off, I can't do that. Just pick a day to clear your calendar and you do whatever you need to do to refill your own cup that day.
Yep. For everyone who's saying the scammer thing, just don't reply to them. And then also, I just want to reiterate, if you are clicking on the link to join, I'm just going to kick you out. So don't join us in here. Just join the live. Yep. So if you are a scammer and you are in here and you are asking people to become a friend or anything like that, or clicking links, you are verbally agreeing to pay me $1,000 fine for violating the rules. So just going to throw that out there. I will get in contact with you after the live. So going back to the burnout. So burnout can happen at work or it can happen at home. So I know that new moms suffer with burnout severely because not only are they trying to keep a little human that they just birthed out of their body alive, but they're making decisions for that baby. They're trying to, heal themselves, but they're also like, that constant decision overload of just making decision after decisions, making sure the baby's okay, making sure they're okay, just, and then having family come over and that, accommodating family that wants to come over and see the baby. It's so much work and it's a lot. So I know that new moms really do suffer with burnout very, very quickly. And like we were just talking, entrepreneurs with the new ideas, the marketing, the social media, it really is a lot. I know it doesn't seem like a lot. And I know that we come on lives and we do things, but there's so much, especially if it's a one-man show. There's so much in the back end that is just like, there's so much.
Yeah. Your mind is literally, and I think a lot of people can relate to this with whatever they do. It's like your mind is just constantly going from the moment your eyes open till the moment they shut. And then if you're anything like me, it's even while you're asleep. Like I am very much of a lucid dreamer, and I can't tell you how many times I'm like, why didn't I sleep well? And then I'll reflect and I'm like, oh, because all night I was reminding myself of what I needed to do today and who I forgot to call back and the emails I forgot to reply to.
The emails alone is a job in itself.
Yes.
Is seriously a job in itself. If I did not have if you book a session and it goes right to my Google Calendar, I would be lost. I would absolutely be lost. And then, like I said, with the emails alone is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to run your own business and things like that. So, but even just doing projects at work and running and doing things like that, if you have a management position, I mean, work in general is just, you're going and doing the same thing all the time. Like it gets mundane sometimes. So that can lead to burnout as well.
Oh, for sure. Yep. When your days just blend together, it's like every day is the same exact thing. And I think, stay-at-home moms or, stay-at-home grandparents, like they get that a lot. And it's just, again, being able to recognize when that burnout is creeping in and then actually doing something about it is important, but it takes time and it takes practice for sure.
It does. I will also say young adults moving out on their own, or those kind of still trying to figure out life because maybe they had an emotionally unavailable parent kind of growing up and they weren't taught things. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff, that can lead to burnout. Like there's so many things that can lead to burnout. Sorry, I'm just trying to delete or block most of these scammers as they kind of pop in. But yeah, mental overload, stress hormone overload, a lack of rest, a lack of checking in with yourself. It can all lead to burnout. And there are 3 main types of burnout that they like to talk about. When I say they, I mean psychologists. They have frenetic burnout, which is the high energy. You're just doing too much for too long. You get little to no rest. You're just go, 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 go. You have the energy. Sorry, kicking people out of the studio. Don't click on the link, everybody. Don't click on the link. There is the unchallenged. If you work a job that you're doing the same thing every day, just day in, day out, the same thing that's not very challenging for you. It doesn't get your gears going. It's just very boring. It's not goal oriented, like not challenging or thought provoking, or there's no end in sight. You're just doing the same thing. You're just like we'll say like a waitress. Like you're just serving people day in, day out, going through the motions kind of. So that's like a huge one, something that's not very challenging. You're just doing the same thing over and over. It's just, high stress for a long time with no big reward. You're just, you're getting paid. Yeah, but nothing's changing. You're not working for something very big. And your needs aren't really being met. So that's for that. Sorry, I was doing all kinds of things. So there's different kinds of burnout. So depending on which one you are, there are different signs to look for with burnout as well. Hi everyone. So if you are clicking the link, I'm just going to kick you out. I accidentally put the link on there by accident. So I am going to kick you out of here. So if you can just not join, I'm just going to kick you out. If you can just join us live.
Just
learning curve.
Don't go to the page and watch. Yeah. And like Ron was like, ever since his wife passed away, everything feels like burnout, and that'll do it too. Carrying around that heavy burden, carrying around grief, those big, heavy emotions. It just feels like there's a boulder sitting on your chest that just makes everything that would typically come easier for you. Like deciding what's for dinner, what bill needs to be paid, what errands do I need to run, things that would typically come so natural to you because now you have this weight on you, this crushing weight. It just makes everything 10 times harder. But there is a way to come out of that, acknowledging it, making the space for it. And then also setting time aside to just give yourself a break and do what you need to do. And, not necessarily taking a break and disassociating. That's not what we mean when we say take a break. Like, be intentional with your time, recognize what you need, and then take the steps or the actions to fulfill those needs.
Absolutely. So I do want to go over some ways that you can look, like for some signs that you can look for if you feel like you are going through burnout. And these are both physical and energetic signs that you can kind of look for. So something that I kind of can tell energetically and physically. So like if you have a headache or migraine or like extreme fatigue, that is all like your crown chakra and your third eye chakra. So, hey, Jamie, I'm going to keep kicking you out just because it's the wrong link. Just go over to Facebook and go ahead and watch live. Sorry, I put the link on there by accident. And I know I keep kicking you out. You keep coming in. Just go ahead and watch over live. That is my bad. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so that is all your crown chakra and your third eye chakra. So if you have stomach pain, heartburn, indigestion, heart palpitations, so that can be like your heart chakra or your solar plexus. No sex drive, that can be your sacral chakra. If you have jaw pain, so if we're going through burnout, sometimes we clench our jaws, and that could be a lack of self-expression. So maybe our teeth are starting to hurt, or our jaws start to hurt, and our throats kind of start to get a little bit of painful. Not being able to sleep because of our minds are racing. It's the go. It's like, oh, emails, I have to do this. Doing our to-do list is like a huge thing. Let's see, not wanting to go to sleep because you don't want tomorrow to come because you have such a huge to-do list. So trying to put tomorrow off, that is a huge sign of burnout. Let's see, bad eating habits. So if you had like, if you ever overate, or if you had, abused drugs or smoking or drinking alcohol and you haven't done it in a long time, and then you find yourself starting to pick up those habits again, that could be a sign of burnout. Or, building the courage to wake up and pull yourself out of bed, and you go through the day and you go to work, and then you come home and you just crash. You get on the couch and you're just scrolling and you're completely empty mind. You just want to mind blank. You don't want to think of anything. You don't want to do anything. You're just crashing on the couch. That's a huge sign of burnout because you're going from one extreme to the other. Let's see. It might take you longer to do things when before it would just take you like maybe a couple minutes. Now it's taking you like 10 minutes to do something. I will, kind of highlight something. If you find that you are working more but getting less done, that is a huge sign of burnout. So if you're just like, oh my God, I've been working on this project for so long, or I've been doing this and this and this, and usually it only takes me like 2 days and it's been taking me a week, go rest. It is so much better to take like 2 days off and then knock out a project in a day when you're fully present and you're aware, than taking a whole week to work on a project and you're just like scattermind and you're just not fully present. So if you need that time to rest, you might be more productive resting than doing the project.
Yeah. And I think, not to interrupt you, I think people struggle with that concept, right? They're like, it's, I need to do this. It's not productive for me to take time. I don't know how many times I hear people say, I don't have time to take off. I don't have the resources to take off. I need to get this done. I need to get that done. I'm like, but are you getting it done? Or are you just kind of spinning in circles? It's way more productive to take a day or so off to just refill your cup and then go back at it.
Yeah. And then most of the time when you do that, you have better ideas because you are coming from a refreshed state. You're a lot more clear. And I mean, it's just a lot better. Some more signs would be like, if you're very irritable with people. I know that a part of my awakening, I knew I was going through burnout, during my awakenings because I was so irritable with people and I'm such a people person. And I just was like, everyone go away. I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to see people. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, everyone go away. Like, don't say good morning to me. Your good morning. Like, I don't care. Go away.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the same way. I get, like when I can always tell when I'm in burnout because I'll get resentful. Like, and this is me being completely transparent. I love my job. I love what I do. I will never stop. But when I am in burnout and I see an email come through that somebody booked a session and I get pissed off that happened, I'm like, oh, Ashley, like you need to go take a break.
Yep. And that actually goes along with the next one I was going to say, like depersonalization. When you stop seeing people as like people, that's like a huge one. And that actually happened. A part of my awakening is people. I actually realized this about other people, and it made me so mad that people stopped seeing people as people, and I was just like, and it was just like, it drove me nuts. Another thing would be like, I just looked over at the comments. Michelle says, wow, I must be in burnout. Yeah, see, people don't know this. Some people are just like, oh, my anxiety is high. Oh, my stress is high. This is like a real thing. It is called burnout. Like, it's been termed. So if you are in burnout, these are signs to see that you are in burnout, but we will give you some tools to help you. So don't worry, we won't leave you hanging. No cliffhangers here. No, like, you make up your own story at the end. We'll help you. But yeah, always being negative or always seeing the worst in situations, like, oh, this is the end of everything. It's always the worst. Or always, if you can cry, or if you end up crying more easily or blowing up or having anger issues a lot more easily. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Having anger issues more easily. Or if you're more angry than normal.
Yeah, shorter fuse.
I don't know why that doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. Let's see. Or the feelings of wanting to run away or escaping. That was like a huge one when I went through my huge burnout. Like, I'm telling you, when I was burnt out, I was burnt out. Like, I was hiding. I was trying to run away. I was trying to disappear. Like, everyone just leave me alone. I'm in my rock. Like, leave me alone. And then I started my awakening, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
That escapism is real. Like I can't tell you how often when I'm in burnout that I'm like, that's it. I'm selling all my things. I'm getting rid of my business. I'm moving into the
Mhm.
middle of the woods. Like, I don't want to be here. And then you reel it back in. You're like, okay, maybe that's a bit dramatic. Let's take a
Yeah.
breath.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is such an intense feeling because you're just like, I
Mhm.
just want to stop. I just want, why did I even do this? Now I'm too
Yeah.
invested. Am I doing this? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then you're
Yep.
like, okay, it's okay, SpongeBob. The files, we have the
Yeah.
files. We have the files. It's okay. Put the fires out. We're
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Oh man, it's so intense. Let's see. So running away or just, trying to escape everything. And then feeling like you've lost your purpose in life is a huge, huge indicator of burnout. And I'm getting chills just when I'm saying that. Um, the feeling of like losing your purpose in life is something that I see in clients so much.
Mhm.
Um, and it's almost like they just don't know why. Like they had a drive, they had all these things, and then all of a sudden it's just gone and they don't know why. And that is like the hardest because then it's like putting them through guided meditations to find out why, or, slight past life regressions to kind of get them to
Mhm.
these points in their lives to show them and help them guide them, because it'd be easy for me to just be like, well, you lost it because of this and this and this, but I want to show them. I want to take them on the journey so they can figure out themselves. I want to
Mhm.
empower them so that way if they ever feel like this again, they can do it themselves.
Yes.
So it's a lot, but you guys are worth it. You
Mhm.
guys are so worth it.
Yep. Yeah.
um
And so many people, you know, exist in burnout for sometimes years and years and years, and they just haven't recognized it. They haven't stopped to
yeah.
say something isn't working here and decided to move in a new direction. So they're literally going through life just sort of like grasping for straws in this constant state of anxiety. And it's like, "Oh, if you could just see what I see, like, just
Yeah.
take that step back," and, then they're like, "Well, what is my purpose, and what am I supposed to do?" Because now they're just so used to feeling that constant state of, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh," that they don't even really remember what it was
Hmm.
like to feel that drive and to feel that passion and to just be excited about waking up every day. But I'm like, "You can get there. We can get there. We can do it."
Yeah. And I do feel like a lot of people they do experience burnout, but they just classify themselves under anxiety and stress.
Yeah.
So they
Mhm.
don't even know that burnout is a thing and that there are different things that they can do with burnout that, they're just like, well, I'm just stressed, or my anxiety is just really, really high right now. And I'm just anxious. Like
Mhm.
it could just be a very, very intense long-term burnout.
Yeah.
And you just haven't taken that break that you needed, or you haven't
Mhm.
stepped away from that situation and taken care of yourself, or really just did the healing that you needed to do to get you to 100%, because you've been running on fumes for what, 5 years, 6 years,
Exactly.
and now you've just lost you're about to come up with it for a transmission change because you were just completely kaput. Like,
Mhm.
sorry, I don't know why all these engines. I don't know if there's a man here or a mechanic or somebody, but somebody's coming up and they're wanting me to say all this stuff. So, so if you are here for that, that is all you. um, but yeah, I want to call all these symptoms out by name, just so you guys can feel what it like, just so you guys can have that idea of what burnout feels like and what it is, and you guys have an idea of what it is. Um, but yeah, man, I just like keep going back and replaying because like I love people, and during my first experience, like I hated people. I just was
Mhm.
like, go away. And now
Yep.
you see me now. I'm like, come here, give me a hug.
Yeah.
Like, mm.
Yep.
So if you see me being standoffish, I might be in burnout mode. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
usually I can pick it up now. Like after my first one, I'm like, I will never let
Mhm.
myself get to that point again because it was scary. I felt so
Yeah.
alone. It
Mhm.
was scary that I didn't want anyone near me. And it was
Yep.
just like I'm pushing everyone away because I'm like, I'm fine. Almost like to the point where it's like I didn't know it was wrong. I just thought I was very stressed and
Yeah.
anxious. And I was just like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's under control when it wasn't. And
Mhm.
I could have easily just asked for help
Yep.
and it would have been fine.
Yep.
Or I could have easily said, no, I don't want to do that. But because I was a people pleaser,
Mhm.
I took on way too much and I didn't know how to tell people no. And I just said, yes, 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 yes. And I mean, I used to be military. So, I mean, that's all I could say until I found my voice. And I would finally said no, which is very hard in certain, positions. But it does take a lot, but it also takes a lot to check in with yourself, because it doesn't matter what job you have, especially if we're talking about work burnout. It doesn't matter what job you have, you can be replaced. You're just a number. In most companies, like you're just a number. Like, honestly, I'm just going to throw that out there. So take care of you. You are the most important thing. Like, you take care of yourself. That's all I will say on that. Like, just take care of yourself. You are more important than any company's numbers. Don't stress yourself out to the point where you are so stressed to the max and you can't think clearly. You just are not yourself. You're coming home and you can't even give your kids anything because you're just so disassociated or so not present, because you've given it all to work, if that makes sense.
Yeah. One thing I say to a lot of my clients that I'll sit and I'll connect with, and even in mediumship readings, like their loved ones will come through and be like, burnout, they're in burnout. And so like, I'll have to bring it up, and things I'll say to them is like, not to sound harsh, but if you were to die tomorrow, would all of this stress that you've been carrying around for the past year, 6 months, 5 years, whatever it is, would that really matter? And if not, then you need to reassess your priorities. You need to do something. And just reminding people that like, you are in control, right? Like, you are the creator here. So like, we could tell you all the things, but you have to be the one to implement those.
Yep. Oh, sorry. I'm like reading comments. Everyone's like, you froze, lost ya.
Uh-oh.
Can you guys hear us now? Let us know. Are we still frozen? Yeah. Did it freeze on everyone? Are we still here?
All right. Well, we're frozen. I'm going to crack my window. I am in pajama pants, so don't judge me.
No, it's okay. Completely okay. Okay. Angel says we're back, kind of. All right, let us know. Go ahead and comment yes if you guys can see and hear us. If we are coming in, it's still glitching. Voices in and out. Okay. Interesting. So got some energies going. Cutting out constantly. Can't understand what you're saying. Interesting. I'm like, because everything's fine on our end. I'm like, I can hear you and see you perfectly.
I'm going to pull it up.
Interesting. Yeah, let me see if I can bring it up over here too. Let us know if you, okay, is it still glitching? Okay, so Ron says it's good now. Angel says we're back. It's better now. Okay. All right. So interesting.
Oh yeah, it is. I pulled it up on my phone. It is glitching.
Interesting.
Good old technology.
I know. Between all the crazy. Oh yeah. Ew. What the?
Such a love-hate relationship I have with technology.
I know. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we'll keep on pressing on. Someone's saying, "Oh no, stopped again." What is going on? Okay. Let me see here. I'm checking my internet, and I'm good over here. So
yeah, mine shows full bars too.
Interesting.
I'm going to cleanse a little bit.
Someone said Facebook is burnout. Probably. That is hilarious. Well, if you guys are feeling burnout, if we're not too glitchy, do what I do best is energy work. Reiki can definitely help you with burnout. Reiki can help you with burnout prevention. And one of the most significant benefits of Reiki is just kind of reducing your stress and promoting relaxation. And regular Reiki sessions can help individuals kind of manage their stress levels, kind of leading to improved emotional well-being and better coping mechanisms. Good. I'm reading the comments. It seems like everything's going good. But yeah, Reiki can reduce stress and kind of make it less likely for you to reach the point of burnout. And Reiki can also help enhance your resilience because it can kind of boost your emotional strength. I don't know. It'll just kind of boost your immune system and kind of help you shield against the stresses of everyday life, just kind of lessening the chances of experiencing that burnout. And you can always use Reiki for recovery just because it helps both physically and emotionally. It definitely plays a role in, removing all that stagnant energy and, in filling with that high vibrational energy and everything like that. So let's see. And then with Ashley, she can help you with burnout as well, because spiritual mediums, as she was already saying, they can facilitate communication with spirit guides, angels, or deceased loved ones who may, have a message or anything like that can kind of come through with like words of encouragement during challenging times or anything like that. So that connection to the spiritual realm can kind of give you a sense of peace, calm, reassurance, and here I go, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like in the middle of like reading comments and like having a thought.
Like every time I ever have a Reiki session, whether it's in person or like with you, like when we do like the distance Reiki, I feel so centered and I always feel so calm. And almost every time I get a Reiki session, either if I'm with a friend or even around my house, like my kids, my husband, they'll be like, you okay? You okay? You okay? I'm like, I'm just very chill. I'm fine. Stop talking to me. I am so zen right now. And it's like, okay, just checking. I'm like, I'm fine. But if you don't stop talking to me,
I love that.
Give me my minute.
Oh, Tammy. I love Tammy. Tammy, thank you. She always gives me a shout out. I love her. Love her. Oh, and Sue, and Sue has a Reiki session with me tomorrow. I had so many sessions today, and I've got some tomorrow. I'm like, oh, I love it. I love doing sessions. Like, you guys have no idea. I absolutely love what I do. Like, when I see someone's booking a session, I'm like, yes. I'm like getting my room cleared. I'm doing my energy work. I'm clearing the space for you guys. And I'm like, okay. And I go outside and ground myself. And I'm like, everyone who comes in does like an in-person session, like, you guys know me. I'm meeting you with my shoes off in my front yard. Like, I'm all out there with no shoes on. I'm like, okay, now come on in. Like, we might do a little sage before you come in, with something special. We don't know. It's all about you. So,
there is something about being barefoot, right? Like, even when I do my in-person group readings, like 9 times out of 10, I am on stage in front of all these people and I'm like, my shoes are coming off. Like, it just, that grounding, it makes a difference. So if you're in burnout, take your shoes off. Okay.
So I didn't know you did readings. Your big ones with your shoes off. That's awesome.
Yeah. Not always. Like, if it's really cold in the room, I won't. But if I'm like, you know what, I'm good. Like, those shoes are kicked off, and I'm always apologizing to people in front row because I never get my toes done, and I'm like, don't look.
I love that. Let's see. Was there anything else we want to touch on burnout? Any other ways? Grounding is definitely a huge one. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Grounding for sure. And then I think just showing yourself compassion. I think that's a really big one, because we don't want to take a break. We don't want to disappoint people. Sometimes once we do recognize it, then we're like, oh my gosh, how didn't I recognize this sooner? Or whatever is going on. And I think it's just understanding it's okay and it's important to prioritize yourself, and it's okay and it's important to take a break from your routine every now and then, and just show up however you need to show up for yourself. Because if you're so busy showing up for work, showing up for your family, showing up for your friends, showing up for this, showing up for that, you want to be able to give those things that are important to you 100%. And if you are not even giving yourself a fraction of that, there's no way you can show up for the people you love or the things that you love in a way that you feel good about. So if you're a people pleaser like we are, and you're like, I just want to show up. I want to do the things for the people I care about. Great. Give yourself some time to really rest. And there is a time and a place to disassociate and just scroll and, watch and whatever you need to do. But there's also a time and place to be intentional with the way that you rest. And so if you're a water person, spend some time in the water, run yourself a hot bath. If, you're a creative person, do cut out, 20 minutes to do something creative, but figure out what works for you. And then don't feel bad about prioritizing that. Even if the people in your life are like, you can't do that. Da, da, da. You have to do this. You have to do that. I need you for this. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
I need to take care of me first, and then I can help take care of you.
I can't tell you how many like older people that I talk to who are just like, their advice is make sure you take time for yourself.
Yeah.
Do the things that you love, like while you're young, and really, prioritize yourself and make time for all that, because we don't have, we really do have like a blink of an eye on this earth. And if we're just going 100 miles an hour, like over here, just going through all these mundane things, keep pushing ourselves aside, and we're like, oh, well, I'll meditate tomorrow. I'll do this. Tomorrow's never going to come. Like you just do it today. Just do it now. Why not now? Why are you not important now?
Right.
So that's like, I just want to put that out there. Someone needs to hear that. Why are you not important now, today?
Right. Yeah.
Don't
And
push it off.
I'm naturally, like, just my personality, I am a procrastinator. And I've accepted that about myself through the help of shadow work. I'm like, it's just a part of who I am. Like I've gotten better with it, but it will likely always just be an aspect of my personality. And so one thing I've learned that really works for me is, you have your schedule, the things you need to do that day. And in my schedule or in my alarm, like, I will set a time, even if it's just 15 minutes, 30 minutes, something, I will put that on my calendar, that this time I'm not doing anything that doesn't serve my highest good. And some days that might be taking a nap. And then another day that might be, listening to music and dancing it out, or going outside, or whatever I feel intuitively I need that moment, that day. I carve it into my time.
Yep. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love it. I'm pretty sure if I didn't schedule myself in my day, I would not make time for myself.
No,
if I did not have my Google Calendar and I didn't do like a little thing, I would forget about myself every day, every day. So if that's what it takes, definitely schedule yourself in, because it is important. Because if I always preach it, I'm so tired of saying it, but I'll say it until I'm dead. You cannot give 100% if you are not 100% yourself. So.
Yep. And I love, but also hate at the same time, that so many people in the comments are like resonating, because it just shows how many of us sort of exist in that space of burnout, or we come back to it frequently. So again, be kind to yourself. You're not alone, but you are in charge of yourself. And so do something different to give yourself what you need.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to feel if there's anything else that anyone needs to hear that wants to come out. Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I keep hearing, you want to set a good example for the people you love. And I think that's because so many people in here, including myself, were people pleasers. So if in order to prioritize yourself, if you, in your head, you mentally have to tell yourself, I have to take care of me to teach my daughter how to take care of herself, or to teach my husband how to take care of himself, or to teach my best friend how to take care of themselves, like, fine, do it for that reason then. But I don't know who needs to hear that. But if you can't do it for you, do it for them.
Yeah, that's a great one. I was just hearing someone here needs to quit smoking, because I was kind of here and I've been smelling it all day, and I didn't even put it two and two together. I'm like, why do I keep smelling cigarette? I don't smoke. I keep smelling it on my hands. I'm like, oh, it smells gross. I don't know who needs to hear this. If you need to stop smoking, just do it. Put yourself and your health first. Just do it. You are worth it. Like, your health is worth it. Love yourself enough to just say no and just stop it. I'll just throw that out there.
Mhm.
I'm like, I was just smelling it. I'm like, oh. Um, I do know that we wanted to do some card readings. If you do you want to start? I know I had a lot of sessions today, so I'll probably sit out on card readings tonight. I'll probably just do a thing at the end. I'll do an energy cleansing at the end.
Okay. Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Nope, we can totally do that. So, okay, so I'm just going to do some general. What am I going to do? What am I in the mood for? How about if you guys want a card, ask a question. I'm not going to do mediumship tonight, so just psychic, so just about life. But ask any question, and I'll just go to who I'm drawn to, and I'll just pull a couple cards, and we'll do real quick little intuitive messages for just, I'd say maybe just the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5.
Sounds
So,
good.
or I don't know. I don't know how long you want to be live. I'm just here hanging out.
It doesn't matter.
All right. Let's see. I always wonder, like, does the microphone pick up how loud the shuffling sounds on this end? Like, is it loud on your end?
It's not too loud. You can hear it, but it's not too loud.
Okay.
Also, I just want to point out that I just noticed, so all week, this piece of hair has been pointing to the side, and it has been driving me nuts. I don't know why. It's just
I have this.
It's been driving me crazy.
It's like hidden under here right now. Like I've got it like glued to my head, but
Oh
I've had the same issue. I was on FaceTime with Sarah earlier, and like I was talking to her, and I'm like my hair's just out here. I'm like, just ignore that. Pretend like you don't see it.
Like I just saw it creeping out again. I'm like, I have been putting you like down all week, and you still just want to come out, and you're just like hanging out, pointing over here. Like, no, stop it. Jeez Louise. Sorry. Super distraction. Sorry, guys.
You're good. All right. So there's a lot of people asking about their health.
Maybe that's what I was feeling like with the quitting the smoking and really just taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Yep. I think I want to start with Jamie. Jamie's just asking for general like dating advice. Jamie, I have to say, even before pulling a card for you, I keep hearing, take a step back. Not that you're looking too hard, but it's almost like you're looking too hard. Like you want it so badly, or you want it like a specific person, a specific type of relationship so badly. Have you ever, I want to put it this way. Have you ever like had $20 and you're like, I'm going to put this in a safe space. And then you forget where your safe space is? That's sort of the energy I'm getting. Like you have good intentions, but now you're forgetting some aspect here. It's almost like you're forgetting yourself in the mix because you're so invested in trying to find someone, if that makes sense. Your first card is wishes, and I'll explain these here in a second. So you've got wishes, truth. I don't know if you guys can see those too well. Truth, and let's pull one more. Intuition. So what this is really saying is like, keep asking for what you want, like don't stop putting that out into the universe, but take the time to go within, listen to your inner knowing, listen to your intuition, listen to your heart, and be honest with yourself. If there's something that you're trying to force or something you're overlooking, take the time to sit with that, take the time to work through it. But I do think there's somebody on the horizon for you, but before that person can come in, you really have to take the time to reconnect with you and recenter, because it doesn't really feel like right now when it comes to love, you're really working from a heart space, which is interesting. You're more so working from an ego and what you want and what you need. And you're just not connecting inward. So when you start spending more time connecting inward, you'll have more energy to look outward. And then also your vibration will attract the person that is meant for you. But I also, Jamie, I just keep hearing something about June to July. So just keep that in mind. Okay, let's see. Let's go to I want to go to Katie Katie G. Katie, I don't know how to say your last name. Just looking for guidance, please. Okay. Katie, when I move into your energy, there's something about your maternal line that Spirit is showing me needs to be healed. So this could be in relation to something about your mom or your relationship with her, a maternal figure in your life, or even, or shouldn't I say, or even your role as a mother or a maternal figure. It feels like there's some things kind of creeping up in that general area of life, where Spirit is asking you to take some time to sit with this and to work through it, because I keep getting these feelings of like just feeling disappointed, expectations not being met. And it feels like this is repetitive over and over and over throughout your lifetime. And Spirit is like, why do you keep putting yourself in that space? Why do you keep allowing yourself to be in that space? Take some time to take a step back, recognize what you're feeling, recognize what's going on, and then ask yourself, how can I make some changes to better serve my highest good and not continue to expose myself to this disappointment? So an example of that would be, let's say we are talking about your mom or a maternal figure in your life, and you always sort of feel like you're begging for her approval, or you're really trying to force her, like, can you just hang out with me? Can you just call me more? Can you just listen to me more? It's like you have these expectations, and whoever this maternal figure is for you, I feel like she's not able to meet you where you want her to meet you. And Spirit is asking you to recognize that and then to adjust accordingly, to offer yourself a bit of peace, if that makes sense. Let me see. Interesting. Okay. All right. So you got the invisibles. So this is basically something that's like, trust the process. There are things going on behind the scenes that you can't quite see. There is divine intervention going on. Then you got the keeper of solitude. This is absolutely go within, spend time with yourself, figure out what you need to serve your highest good. It's also a good one that talks about boundaries. And then you got follow through. So once you identify what your needs are, once you identify what needs to be done, then you have to be willing to actually do the work and stand your ground and set those boundaries, enforce those boundaries, and make the changes that are necessary, even though you might feel a bit uncomfortable. Okay. How about, should we do one more?
Yeah, we can do one more.
I feel like that time went by really quick. I'm like, oh, let's see.
I mean, if you want to do one or two more, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in no rush. I'm like, I don't want to keep you here though.
But you're fine.
Dang spammers.
I know, right? I'm like, I was trying to get them all, but
they're quick. Oh, you're welcome, Katie. Okay, Holly Burnett, you said gut health issue. Holly, as soon as I read that, I instantly saw the outside. I saw gardens, I saw trees, I saw grass, I saw everything outside. So the first thing I would say is when it comes to your gut, I think obviously being more intentional with what you're eating is really important, being more intentional with what you're putting into your body. But also, I think it's important to remember mind, body, and soul, it's all connected. So when you're trying to heal something physical like your gut health, you also have to prioritize your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, because all that stress that you carry around, that's going to resonate. Like that's going to just stand right there in that gut. That's, it's all connected. Nothing is separate. So along with the obvious answers of being more intentional with what you're putting into your body, I also see like a prebiotic, a probiotic, doing all of those good things. And I want to say, be specific about those. Don't just grab the generic stuff from over the counter, like really be intentional. I'm seeing more of a liquid, like a drop or something like that. That'll work through your system a lot faster than any sort of pill or anything will. But spend more time outside and just breathing. Honestly, I know that sounds so simple, but spend time outside just breathing, actually trying to feel the energy of the earth, feeling the energy within yourself, and even communicate with your body. Your cells are listening. Communicate with your body. Tell your body what you need and what you want. Ask it to help you. Remember that you and your body, you're a team. So I know that sounds crazy. People are probably like, what do you mean your cells are listening? They are. They are. So talk to your body. But I think just spending more time outside, doing good cleanses, getting rid of that additional stress, getting rid of any unwanted anxiety, getting rid of burnout, eating better, doing those pre and probiotics, that's all going to make a big difference. I also see you working with, I see you like combining Western and holistic medications or approaches. So if you don't have a natural, like a natural doctor, I don't think I said that right, but a natural doctor, a more holistic doctor,
Holistic.
I would definitely look into finding one. Your first card that comes out is the Keeper of Pace. This is one that's like, slow down, pay attention to the pace that you're living your life. If you're always on the go, then again, you're living in, like, your cortisone levels are going to be higher. So just slowing it down is important. Keeper of Trust. Okay. So really trusting yourself, trusting the process is important. Trusting your intuition, because your body is telling you what it needs, but I feel like you're questioning it. And then time. Be patient with yourself. Okay. Be patient with yourself. It's not going to heal overnight. It's not going to do a complete turnaround within 24 hours, but stay consistent and it will absolutely turn around. I definitely see a change if you're consistent. I definitely see a big change around September to November of the end of this year, where you're just like, I didn't even realize I could have this much energy. And we'll do just one more and then I'll hand it over to Nikki.
I do think it's so funny when I say that, like, that your cells are listening, or your cells can react to your energy and things like that. Your cells regenerate, your body can regenerate, and I love that.
Yeah.
And the fact that you know a lot of that, and that's why we resonate so well together.
Thank you.
She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, I talk to dead people. That's my specialty, but I dabble in all the other things too.
You're like a little bit here and there.
Let's see. All right, Andrea, open to anything. I'm feeling lost with what my next career should be. Oh, why'd that card jump out? Follow through was your first card. I wanted to happen intuitively before I pull the rest of the cards, but this one was like, Andrea, so follow through. Okay. Andrea, when it comes to your career, honestly, I don't know what you do, but I see you going in a completely different direction. I do see you taking a lot of the skills and the knowledge that you've learned from whatever it is that you're doing now with you, but I see you like moving in a completely unexpected new direction. I feel like part of you already feels that, but right now you're sort of in the space of, yeah, I know this isn't what I want to do anymore, but I don't actually know what I want to do. And that's a cool place to be. I know it doesn't feel that way, but it actually is, because this is providing you with an opportunity to get to know yourself again. Because it feels like when you took this job, when you started this career, you were one version of yourself, but you've grown, you've evolved, and now you're different. And so now you have to take that time to sort of go within and ask yourself, if I knew that I could do anything in the world, I'd be successful at it, what would my day-to-day look like? And I say it that way because I don't want you to focus on the job itself. I want you to focus on the feelings around it. So what are your priorities? Maybe you have kids and maybe you're like, I want to be off or getting home around the time they get home from school, and I want to have, every weekend off. Or what are your priorities? Figure out that. How do you want to feel walking into your job? How do you want to feel coming home from your job? And then start to identify, what are the things that bring you joy? What leaves you feeling most fulfilled? And then you can build on that. I don't think you're going to work specifically in numbers, but I do feel like you're good with numbers in some way. But you have a really creative energy that I feel like you dismiss. You don't spend a lot of time in that. But the way that you look at things, the way that you process things, it's different than how a lot of other people do. So that alone is a talent to bring to the table, because you bring a different perspective. But yeah, if you're kind of thinking, I don't know what you're going to do, but if you're kind of thinking, what I'm doing isn't working for me anymore, and you can't figure out what's coming next, then do those things first. The next card is anger. So maybe this is how you're feeling, frustrated with what's going on, probably burnout, right? Because that's a good one. You're just feeling frustrated with maybe there's something here like, I feel like I'm not being treated right. I feel like I'm not being respected. I feel like I'm not being heard. That's a big one that I keep hearing. And I feel like that is not only about work, but you're feeling that in your home life too. You have to recenter a bit. You also got the invisibles. So there is divine orchestration at work here. There is a divine plan. Allow yourself to trust the process and move out of that space of overthinking. You see me shuffling this whole time, right? Once again, the pace, keeper of pace. So slow down. So we just keep pulling the same cards over and over. No coincidence when that happens. It means everyone is supposed to hear those messages. So, all right. Well, good luck, Andrea.
Yeah, I also was hearing no reward at work.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely no reward, nothing to show. Like you've been doing it and you're really good at it, but it's like, now what?
Yep.
So.
Yep. And I think sometimes, especially with work, people think, and this works for some people, but it doesn't work for everyone. Some people think, okay, I have a job, it's got good benefits, it's got what I need, so I'm going to stay at it for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And that works for some people. But for the majority of people, it doesn't. And that's when we really see the burnout taking place, because they're like, I've already put 20 years into it. I can't walk away from this. It's all I've ever done. Yes, you can. And I say that from experience. I was a teacher my entire adult life. Even before then, I started in daycares at like 15. And now I talk to dead people. You can always change. We're not supposed to remain the same unless that works for you, but we're not supposed to remain the same. It's okay to change things up.
Absolutely. Like I did the military for 14 years, and that's 6 years away from retirement.
Mm-hmm.
I could have stuck it out and been away from my husband for 6 more years and just retired and been done with it. And people change, things change. And if you're not actively being challenged or your mind's not going and you're just so stagnant, it is time to make a change. You can't just make yourself suffer for the money, if that makes sense.
Yep.
So at this time, I know that I was going to do some card pulls, but I'm just going to decide, like I kind of decided I'm just going to call it a night, and then I'll just do an energetic cleansing for everyone because I am a little burnout. So of today.
Good job recognizing it.
Yes. So I am going to do a little energetic cleansing for those who want to join me. For those who don't, that's completely fine too. I just want to do a couple announcements before I do the energetic healing. Just going to give everyone a heads up. I have a live tomorrow with Kat. I have a spiritual development class at 6:30 tomorrow. Sorry, the live at tomorrow's at 7 p.m. with Kat. I have a spiritual development class at 6:30 tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, on Friday. Oh my gosh, I can't even look at my calendar on my Facebook, and I'll tell you all the real times and dates. I'm going live on Saturday with Sarah at 6:30. Then I have a breathwork class on Monday at 6:30. I have an oracle card class coming up, and my spiritual circle on the 22nd at 6:30. All these classes in the spiritual circle this month are only $5. So if you want to join, I do have a special. You get 6 classes for the price of 5. So this month is very open and very friendly. So I am going to go ahead and enter all the links in to the comment page. So if you guys want to check that out after the live, go ahead. Just trust the Facebook page and my website. The real stuff is on there. Don't trust what I said right now. It's all in my head. So I am going to go ahead and put some music on. So if you do want to partake in this energetic healing and cleansing, go ahead and push yes, or go ahead and type yes in the comments. I am going to go ahead and play some meditation music just to kind of get into the vibe. And then go ahead and get started. Yes, so I know that I have your permission. begin this energy cleansing, help you overcome burnout. Head into a comfortable position. Either sitting or laying down. You can relax and close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Feeling the air fill your lungs and slowly exhale, releasing any tension you may be holding. Now visualize a warm, gentle light surrounding you, enveloping you in a cocoon of comfort. Feel this light washing away any fatigue, stress, or negativity you may be feeling. With each breath, allow this light to cleanse you. Renew your energy. Work with your peace. Now imagine we're in extreme peace, nature, or the forest, or on a peaceful beach. Feel the peace of this place. Sink into your being, grounding you and bringing yourself peace and calm. Allow yourself to let go of any worries or responsibilities just for this moment and simply be present. Take a deep breath in and release. Remember that it is okay to take breaks, prioritize self-care, and to seek help when needed. You are deserving of rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation. As you slowly come to you, carry with you a sense of renewal and peace. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and return to the room. I always hate how the music abruptly stops, but I hope that you guys were able to accept that healing energy. It was very intense. I will say that. It was very intense.
Yeah.
Slow down, guys. Slow down. Self-care, please, 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 please. Really honor yourselves, honor your bodies, honor your feelings. Whoever is telling you that your emotions don't matter, please, please, please do not listen to them. Please take that and just throw that out the window. You need mind, body, and soul. Everything is whole, please. We are not one without the other. Everything needs to be taken into account. Our mental status is so important to the entirety of our entire body. If we are not mentally there, if we are not mentally stable, if we are not mentally present, that is a piece of us that needs to be looked at and taken care of in a precious manner. There is so much energy, and I'm getting so many chills right now. There's so much love and compassion that I need to send out to those people who have been neglecting their mental health. And I just want to give you guys like an energetic hug right now, because like I said, I have been there before, and you guys have to know that you do not have to be there alone. There are people, there are resources, there are ways to get healed from it. And I am just sending you an energetic hug. So thank you all for joining us tonight. Such heavy energy.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everyone.
It was good. It was heavy. I could feel it. And at the same time, because I was not the one doing the healing, I could feel the heaviness, but I could also feel like
Good.
My body too. And I was like, thanks, Nikki.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm running outside to go ground everything. So taking my shoes off and running.
Yep. So. And you guys should all do the same. Well, I realized right before that meditation, I could still see outside. And then when I opened my eyes, I couldn't anymore. And I was like, how long was that? Got dark real quick.
Okay. Everyone stuck around. So thank you guys for sticking it out with us and hanging out with us. I do appreciate everyone who came out. Yeah, so if you guys aren't following us, follow Ashley, follow me, go visit our pages. If you want to come hang out at the retreat with me and Ashley, the link is in the comment section. Come buy some tickets. Yeah, come hang out with us. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be in the first weekend of May 3rd and 5th. Go ahead, buy your tickets, come hang out with us. It's going to be a spiritual eye opener, so it's going to be fun. So
it's good. It is. I'm so excited. And a whole weekend with the two of us? What?
Yes.
Let's do it.
It might be dangerous. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we're going to be working with the elements. We're going to be working with spirit. We're going to be working with ourselves. We're going to be opening up everything. It's going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm super excited.
All right. Well, until next time, everyone.
All right. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.